Hello everyone, my name is Colum Egan and I'm the Master Distiller here at the old Bushmills Distillery. The distillery has such a great long history and heritage to it. We've actually been distilling for over 400 years, way back since 1608. So the whiskies that we have here just haven't happened. They have been handed down from master distiller to master distiller. I suppose I'm very proud to be in possession of that knowledge and that way of making Bushmills. That triple distilled, that smooth but very rich character that's really present throughout all the whiskies in the Bushmills range. So today, a very special moment for me to be able to have a bottle here that's exclusive to the Whisky Club in Australia, distilled all the way back in 2011. And it's 3 years in a Banyuls cask. So for me, Banyuls is very special. I really like my holidays and I like my trips to France. When I discovered Banyuls, I just thought it was a great pre-dinner drink. Just a little sip really got my palate activated, and I liked all of the flavours and characters that were really rumbling around my throat in anticipation of what was going to come. So I thought it was going to be a perfect way to age Bushmills in. So back in 2011 we distilled, and for 6 years we placed it in bourbon and sherry casks, and then we took the whisky out of both cask types and married it together and put this marriage happened in the Banyuls cask for 3 years. So with the Banyuls cask, what we have is a 53.8% strength, which is it's a perfect strength for me. I like that. I think it marries very well in with the bourbon, with the sherry and Banyuls. I think it emphasises a lot. I think the great thing about the Banyuls though is when you go into the still house here at Bushmills, the first aroma that hits you as you walk into the still house is very peachy pear character and aroma. And what the Banyuls does, it actually emphasises that peachy pear character. So in the final whisky, when you have a nose, what you'll find is it's almost turned now into like a baked peach, and that comes very apparent when we take a sip. So again, that peachiness that is in the distilled spirit is emphasised by the Banyuls. And then on the palate, yeah, that turns into baked peaches, even little hints of apricot. And I find then the sweetness comes out and just hits the inside of my cheeks here. And each time I roll my tongue, that big, bold Bushmills fruity character just grows and grows inside my palate. And then almost every now and again, like a breath of fresh air in the back of my throat, a little, maybe even a little hint of licorice and anise. Just every now and again. It's very, very subtle. It's actually a wonderful finish onto this, and it's a great contrast to that very baked fruit, summer fruit, peachy character that's on my palate. The contrast here I just think is fantastic, and I think it's very, very unusual, and I think that's one of the great things that works about Banyuls. You know, here at Bushmills we do try a range of different barrels, a range of different casks, and we try and, I suppose, match in with the ethos that we have here. So the reason Bushmills has survived all these years is our insistence on quality. We just use water, the same water that flows over basalt rock, the same rock that exists and flows over the causeway. So our water has a certain mineral composition. Also, the barrel we use, we have a very tight specification for it, and it's malted here right in the centre of Ireland. And the malting is just using hot air, so the malt itself has a complete absence of any smoke and peatiness, and that's very the style of Bushmills. So this whisky at 53.6, distilled in 2011, aged for 3 years in Banyuls, I think is just something to be excited about, and I hope you really, really enjoy it. So sláinte and cheers everybody.